Each summer, the world's largest aggregation of basking sharks can be seen off the Scottish coast, feasting in the plankton-rich waters around the Inner Hebrides. During the autumn, they migrate southwards towards their wintering grounds, but what they do on the way is still largely a mystery. After reports that some may be stopping off here in the Firth of Clyde, a survey was carried out last autumn proving that a healthy number of sharks did visit last year.
1 year on, I'm joining Basking Shark Scotland on a research expedition to find out if the Clyde really is a migration hotspot for these ocean giants. Let's go.
The Cairbarn, Gaelic for basking shark, is our home for the day, and she's packed to the gunnels with friendly scientists and eager tourists.
Well, if there are any basking sharks out there, then I hope that we'll spot them, because we've got enough eyes watching. And these people have come from all over. There's someone from Norway, and apparently they've had people from Australia, America, and even Thailand who've turned up, because we've got this incredible wildlife spectacle right on our doorstep.
Head guide Luke Sadler is in charge of monitoring the sharks and is gradually building up a database of their movements here.
So last year we saw over 30 sharks, and we managed to catalogue 26 individuals.
And how do you identify them?
We use a method called photo identification. So what we're doing, we're taking a photograph of the basking shark, and we're looking at the dorsal fin of the shark.
So this is essentially what we're looking for, isn't it? We're looking for these.
That's right. So the basking shark dorsal fin can be up to 1 metre high. And when it's sticking out of the water, you've got a lot of information on this fin. If you look at the surface of the fin here, we've got quite distinctive pigmentation across the fin. But by looking at the different little pigment spots and kind of triangulating some of these together, we can get a positive ID on this individual. And then you get some very distinctively marked fins. Like this one's got a very big, deep groove right in the apex here, hence the name, groovy. The actual larger mark on the fin is a usable ID here.
I've never seen a basking shark, and I would dearly love to see one today. What do you think our chances are?
I think our chances are reasonable. We're in the right place at the right time of year. It's just a case of the plankton abundance being enough that they're here to feed.
So we should stop talking and start scanning.
Get back on the binos.
Okay, all right.
As well as keeping our eyes peeled, a good indicator of the presence of sharks is the presence of shark food. And Inga is the scientist in charge of plankton sampling.
Basically, we've got different stages of copepods, mainly smaller ones, so in the range of just under 1 millimetre, to a few bigger ones which are maybe 2-3 millimetres here. So these are the ones that the sharks are after.
So basically, they are tiny, weeny little blobs of fat,
yes.
High energy, that if you consume enough, then you can fuel something as large as a basking shark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Frustratingly, even with plankton in the area, the sharks continue to elude us. But that they're here at all is a minor miracle. For centuries, these beautiful animals were hunted, and the last basking shark was killed in the UK in 1994, right here in the Firth of Clyde. A hunting ban has been in place ever since, and if we can prove that the sharks are coming back year on year, it will show just how effective that ban has been.
So we've been scanning the water now for about 5 hours, and I have to say, I'm starting to lose hope. And now the wind's coming up, and all of these waves look like they could be fins. But the thing about basking sharks is they've been slightly inappropriately named, because it implies that they just lounge around on the surface all the time, soaking up the sun, but actually they only spend about 10% of their time at the surface. The rest is spent much deeper, and is why they're so mysterious. And I have a feeling their mysteries are going to hold for another day for me.
Unfortunately, my hunch was spot on, and after a full 8 hours on the water, we headed back to shore for a debrief with Basking Shark Scotland's founder, Shane Warsick.
So the area that we travelled through today are places where you've seen basking sharks before. Why do you think? Do we know?
Yeah, so the guys have been working hard here on working up all the plankton data. So, for example, last year, where the sharks were feeding, we had over 6,000 copepods per cubic metre, and our lowest one today was only 800, so simply there wasn't enough food, I think, from where we were today. But tomorrow is another day, and we'll be back out in the water looking again, hopefully finding some of those fins on the surface.
It's still early days for this research project, and because the basking sharks are just passing through, they only have a really short window to gather data. So it's easy to understand really how these massive animals have managed to remain so mysterious for so many years. I'll admit, I really wish I'd got to see one, but it's always good to have an excuse to come back.